I was blushing like a kid. Like I gotta get better on my like receiving compliments. I'm such a sucker for for sweet words. It like gets me every time. And she said that she was inspired by my music, and I was just well, I always like when the kids come up to me. Like not that I don't like when adults do it, but when kids do it, it's just beautiful because it's like,
Is
yo, like she's just this little girl and she likes my music, and that's another thing too with my music. I always wanted to make sure that people always downplay commercial music, but I think it's good. Like you don't have to do every song pop, but you want to do it commercial enough where you can reach a wide audience. Like, and it's just good to be able to perform for children and have them respect your work too. So yeah, that was dope.
and another thing with children is they're genuine. I mean, unless their parents are, nagging them, hey, if you say anything bad, then I'm going to beat your butt. But, I mean, outside of that, kids will give you their honest opinion, where an adult will give you, one opinion in front of you and then another behind your back.
Oh, my God, you are so right. I kid you not. I would get my nieces and nephews, because I have a ton of them, and I would play them my music, especially when I first started. I still do it now, but I'm not, around them as much because I'm traveling a lot. But, like, I would play the songs for them, and they will tell you, oh, no, oh, my God. And it was funny because at the time I had did some collabs with some other artists. I'm not going to mention it. But I was playing the songs, and they didn't like the other rappers. And it was like, I was laughing, but I was like, whoa, this is for real. Like, they're not even kidding. Like, they were really teasing, like you're in, like, a junior high or whatever, and they're making fun of you. Like, they really were not feeling the music, and I thought that was so dope. Like, I would always get them whenever I did a new song, and I would play. But they are real. They should really be invited to listening parties. Note to artists, invite some children to your listening parties, and if they don't like it, don't use it as a single.
Yeah, exactly. And, when you're up on a, record label,
really pick 5 or 7-year-olds because they run their mouths too, and they'll just say whatever. So you'll definitely get some real, true, and honest feedback.
All right. So what would you say is your most inspirational song out there? Tamara?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm trying to think.
I apologize. I just want to make sure you're still there.
Yep. I think the most I guess I can limit it to an EP. I don't know if I should do that. So I'll limit it to an EP and then I'll speak on one of the songs. The public service announcement EP that I did, each one addressed the social issue. And so I had a song about people that are murdering children. And a lot of people thought that the song was about abortion, but it was just about people that are actually violently killing their kids intentionally. Like, and I just didn't understand that. Like, that bothered me so much because I felt like you could at least give your child up for adoption. There's other things if you don't want to raise a child anymore rather than to kill that child, because they may have had some dreams or something that they wanted to grow up and do, and you took that away from them when you're the one that gave them life in the first place. But, like, I just don't understand the point of that. But then there was another song called Jailbreak, and I really hope that it was very influential. I know a lot of people liked it. It was kind of jazz and funky, but it was about taking a break from jail, and that the prison overpopulation is a real big problem. Like, when you're going to jail, or when you're doing whatever crime, or even if you're not committing a crime, or I don't even know everyone's circumstance or how they ended up there, but you want to think about, like, who's going to raise your children? How are you going to even have children if you're behind bars for the rest of your life? How are you going to extend your bloodline, or like, all these things that they don't think about? So it's just that song. I was really I hope impactful, but it was definitely inspirational for me, and I hope that it influenced someone else.
All right, and if there's somebody that does not hear it because issues that we're having, you're welcome to call in 1-855-403-9071. Everything will be cleared right afterwards. I will clear it up, and as of tomorrow, everything will be back on track. I hate using other equipment. It's just like I'm sure you can say the same thing, Tamara. When you in somebody else's studio, it doesn't feel the same as in yours.
Yeah, that's true. You definitely, especially if you're working, even when you're working with a different producer, you may not be as comfortable with that person, or so you have to adapt to this industry. Like I used to say, it's all about disappointments and being able to react to those. So if something bad happens, you just make the best of that situation and keep it bubbly. So yeah.
Exactly, that's what it's about. It looks like you have a caller that called in from Connecticut. Do you care to ask her a question?
Yes, hi. This is Tasha calling in to ask a question for Tamara.
Hey, Tasha, how are you?
Hi, doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice. I just wanted to ask you, well, how long have you been rapping for? I know I just met you a couple of months ago, and I heard you for the first time. You sound great, and wanted to ask
Thank
how long
you.
you've been rapping for. You're welcome.
I've been rapping for about a little bit over 4 years. And actually, I've been singing my whole life, but I started rapping and really songwriting and pursuing music 4 years ago at a photo shoot. There was a producer there, and I sung for him, and he asked me if I also write. And I looked at him, and I was like, I do now. And I went home that night, and I wrote like 10 songs in 2 hours, and I was hooked. And I've been doing pursuing the music ever since. The rapping, I didn't even know I could do it, honestly. Like, I would be around rappers, and I would hear them, and I'd be like, oh, they just all right. Like, I could do better than that. And I had never spit a bar. Like, I never did it before in my life. But it was just like hearing mediocre and feeling like, man, if this is what, and they were bragging. Like, with rappers, they always brag, and everybody's number one. But I was just like, you really think you're the best? So I would keep that to myself because I'm not a dream killer. But I was just like, whoa, he thinks he's the best. So, I took a shot at it, and people liked it. And I guess I had it in me, and I just needed to bring it out just to know that I had it. So.
Nice. You're amazing. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. No problem. God bless.
Bye.
See, you got fans, calling in left and it's funny because my buddy, Beast Hollywood, also known as Sunset Drive on Facebook, he said I want to so be on the whole time, and I'm wondering if he had an environmental issue, and that's why he's not, because he's like, I so want to collab with her because she actually knows what she's doing, where most artists don't. He told me that on Facebook.
Oh, that's dope. I appreciate that. And yeah, I can definitely, listen to their music if they have some links or something so we can see how we can mesh well together. But yeah, that's dope.
Well, he's got a very southern flow. I don't know how that's going to mesh, but you never know.
With the right beat and the right producer in there, you can really make some, and you have to be creative too with it. So yeah, you can make it work. If I can blend 5 genres, I'm pretty sure I could, do a collab with a southern rapper. So.
All right. So where are you currently, touring, or where were you touring, and what areas do you like playing shows in?
Well, what was the last part of the question? I heard where are you currently touring, and what was the last part?
Where have you currently been, and for those that don't know, and what area of the United States do you like touring in?
Oh, okay. So this past summer, I've been right now. I'm in New York, and that's actually because we're working on putting together. There's actually a college tour that we might be going on really soon, and if that goes down, I did the audition. I came back for the callback, so we got fingers crossed for that college tour. And we're also putting together a live music series. So I've been fiending and dying to perform with a live band, and so we're trying to get the musicians together and start doing the rehearsals and everything. We had some series set up, but we put them on hold because I wanted to make sure that everything was in order before we start, inviting people out there. You want to make sure that you've practiced enough and that it's good. It's one thing to perform to a track. It's another thing to do it live. And so I'm really excited about it, picking out the background singers and everything, and getting all the venues and everything in order. Just being an independent artist, I love doing that because you get to involved in everything, and it's not just you show up and perform and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm creating the scenes, like with my team, and so that's a dope thing. But this past summer, before I got back to New York, we were down south, Atlanta, Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte a lot of time. I call Charlotte my second home. When I'm down south, we're based out of Charlotte, and I actually started my entertainment company out there. But Atlanta and Charlotte and Florida, I perform a lot in. So I did some ciphers out in Florida. I did a ton of shows, 2 mini tours in Atlanta, and back and forth to Charlotte, just like one-off shows. I put all my performances on my official website, tamarabubble.com. That's TAMARABUBBLE. And if you click on tour, it'll show you all the dates, interviews, live shows, everything. I try to keep it in one place and keep it updated. Just check back often because a lot of times some of the shows are last minute. And, you know, like when we get a call to go do something, if it's good exposure and if it's good opportunity, I'm there. You'll hear me say, Bubble on deck. That means I want to be there, whether it's an interview, live show, whatever, TV, let's do it. Bubble on deck. So, yeah.
All right. Well, if you ever come out to the Knoxville area, be sure to, you know, come by the studio. It's not huge and all, but nonetheless, we'd love to have you live and everything.
Definitely. I'll definitely let you know when we're out that way.
So, you know, I'm still starstruck, and this is very rare because I talk to artists every single day and whatnot, and so many talented artists, but they don't sound like you and, you know, got so many things going on. And, you know, I told you on Facebook, but I want the world to know, or, you know, at least our audience, and as it grows, that I was listening to music through Reverb for over 9 hours. Here I am, I hadn't slept in 32 hours or, you know, 40 something or whatever. And I kept on saying, okay, this sucks. And which is no disrespect to artists, but a lot of it sound the same. I heard 50 Eminems and 300 Lil Waynes.
Right. Yep.
And, you know, to get to my point, I heard your cut the check, and I'm like, wow. And then I'm like, well, wait a second. Maybe this person don't suck. And then I listened to it again, and I'm like, well, wait a second. I'm addicted like Pringles. What the fuck?
That's dope.
And I think it was, and what really caught me, it wasn't really, you know, your phenomenal R&B, and it wasn't really your phenomenal, you know, rap. And people get tired of me saying phenomenal, but oh well. It's the fact that your attitude when you were rhyming, it was like, okay, yeah, she's being a smartass about it, and she's having fun with it, and you don't hear that often.
Yeah, that's true. That's true because everybody's like bang bang, and you look at me sideways, and I'll shoot you. So I definitely understand what you're saying. You have to have fun with this music. Like, this is my job. If I hate what I do, if I feel like it's work, I'm not gonna, like, that's why a lot of artists stop doing music, because sometimes they hate the grind, but a lot of times it's no longer fun. And so, if you can't have fun with it, I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know.
Well, that's because some people are only. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's because some people are only in it for the money.
Yeah,
and if they're not making the money,
they're not having fun.
Exactly.
But then when they make the money, they just rap about having money, and it's like, okay, you got money, okay, you got $1 million, okay, you got 50 million. Now what? So you don't want to make a song with the same concept, like the same way you said you heard 300 Lil Waynes. It's because they're rapping about what he's rapping about, and they probably don't even have it, and they're, you know, rapping like he's rapping because they think that's what it takes to make it, and that's where you go wrong. Like, an artist is an individual. You have to be yourself, and the moment they get that, and they put some promotion behind it, you know, they can flourish.
I agree with you on that. I mean, because also I was reading in a magazine that a lot of these artists, that, like some of these rappers that are out there, not even just rap artists in general, they'll get these $1 million houses, they'll rent them. They won't even own them, and they'll rent these cars and these clothes and everything just to look fantastic. And I'm like, what's the sense? Even if I was rapping and let's say and I made, you know, a couple million, I still buy myself just a small little house, enough clothes and food for my family, you know, help out a few charities, and be normal instead of trying to act like
Exactly.
I'm bad. And then
Exactly.